I'm Dean, I'm the dad.
I'm Laura, I'm the mom.
And I'm Crystal, I'm the daughter.
And together we are Family Plot. Well, welcome to the show, and we actually have someone else to welcome to this week's show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome horror author extraordinaire, the one and only Mr. Gerald Rice. Gerald!
Woo!
Thanks for having me, everybody.
Welcome to the plot. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How about yourselves?
I'm excellent. It was a rough day for Laura. She answers phones for the medical industry, and January is sign-up month, so she's been dealing with lots and lots of people who are very happy about their medical insurance.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Oh, I used to do that. I'm familiar.
She's a little stressed.
I'm good.
A little stressed, but she'll be okay.
She's better now that she's off.
Nothing a little vodka won't cure.
All right. So typical rules apply to those who listen. One, thanks for listening. You can support us through Patreon. You can support us through Buy Me a Coffee. Remember, if you enjoy the show, please share it with a friend. If you don't enjoy the show,
just keep it to yourself.
Just keep it to yourself. Really, that's the deal.
That's all we ask.
So, Gerald, got any projects that you're working on other than, doing this show?
I've been rolling around an idea in my head for the last couple of weeks. We all have our family histories that, our mythologized family histories. And there's something that has just been brewing in my head that I figured, it'd be great to find out, is this really true, or is this something that is partially true and my young brain filled in the gaps with information that has nothing to do with anything in reality?
Sure, absolutely. I believe there's a word for that, isn't there, in psychology? I remember going over that in my basic psychology class, that there's a word for the human psyche filling in those blanks with kind of
like pareidolia, but not exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of like pareidolia, but not exactly. Yeah, like because pareidolia is basically you look at something and then you see like features in it, whether they're there or not. You're basically putting understanding on something, on a pattern that you recognize, even though that pattern isn't what you think it is basically. Yeah, right. And so it's what a lot of people say, like ghosts are or whatever, is that you saw a coat in a corner and it looked like a person, and that's pareidolia. And so it's like memory pareidolia almost is what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's something that I kind of sort of remember from when I was 2 years old, that I know some of it was definitely real, but, the adults around me at the time could have been talking about that thing and something else. I just blended it all together. And I just want to kind of ask, my aunts, my uncles, whomever was around at that time, hey, what really was going on with that?
Cool. That is interesting. Well, do you ladies remember what we're talking about this week?
Well, I'm going to say we're talking about the Men in Black.
We are. Unfortunately, not Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
Well,
I do like those movies quite a bit, and we will mention them again later. But yes, in the world of high strangeness, there are apparently those who police it. This group of people seem off-kilter and out of touch. They warn those who encounter not to talk about what they encounter, and have even shut down television programs. Today we deal with the Men in Black, and we deal with these mystery men who make it their job to threaten and cajole those who've had encounters with the unknown.
Fun.
Yeah, isn't it?
You know, just the fact that you got so many big flourishy words in there, I thought was really impressive.
Well, you know, we have an author on, so I felt encouraged.
You needed to show off your mental muscles and use your big words.
Well, at least use some of my vocabulary.
Yes.
I
He
figured,
does have a really good vocabulary. In total fairness to him, he is a class act when it comes to Scrabble and literati. He literally can kick like everyone's butt. So, and of course, he himself has written some
I've written
screenplays,
sold
a few
couple of
screenplays
Yes.
in our, and a few things. So he is a writer of some known, at least in these parts. But,
Yeah, I sold a couple of movies that never got made. They bought the
that's
script
okay.
and never made the movie.
It's okay, because money is money as an
You
author.
did your part. You did your part.
That's right.
It's on everyone else at that point.
That's right. I agree. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you for backing me up on that. Gerald's my friend now because he's got my back.
Well, I hope to be able to sell a movie someday, so I haven't done that yet. You're ahead of me.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Is I went to L.A. When I was doing stand-up, and I met one of my friends out in L.A. is Mark Price, the guy that played Skippy on Family Ties, which is a 20-year-old show. He still does stand-up to this day. But Mark, at the time, was hanging out with Bud Friedman, who ran the Improv in L.A. In fact, they used to have Bud on evening at the Improv on A&E. He would start the show. He always wore a monocle. He was a weird dude. But he was incredibly well connected, and he and I sort of hit it off. And so he hooked me up with a couple of indie companies that were looking for scripts to buy. And so I sold a couple of scripts. Now he's dead, and I'm not sure what I'd do if I was going to try to sell something today. But at the time, I was a stand-up comic looking to spread my wings. And I did, and I fell flat in my face. So there you go.
Okay, well, you tried. That counts.
Well, that's not a word of encouragement, Father.
Okay, so we've got a show to talk about, and I'm sure Gerald has better things to do with his life than hang out and listen to us give each other health. So let's talk about Men in Black.
That's what I do best, though.
But
That's true.
I'm offended.
first, before we talk about Men in Black, Krysta has some weird facts for us.
Okay.
I'm also offended that you forgot I had
I
facts.
didn't forget you had facts, but poor Gerald's sitting here waiting to talk about stuff that he knows about, and I don't want him to get frustrated with us, because then he'll, tell other people we're terrible interviewers, and it'll be a bad thing. Okay.
So, Krysta, what are your weird facts about this week?
Yeah, Krysta, what are your weird facts about this week?
This week's facts are about the color black, because I lost my creativity this week. Unless we're talking about time.
I didn't know there were facts about the color black. So maybe we're all going to learn something. I didn't know there were facts about the color black. So what do you got?
Well, it's more of a shade. That's something you learn in art class. I'm not going to talk about that right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I did that one on purpose.
Oh.
You can see we're a family. We get along so well.
Yes.
Oh. Number 1. Prehistoric black. Black was one of the first colors used in art. Prehistoric artists used black, charcoal, and iron minerals to create a black pigment that they used to paint on the cave walls.
Well, there you go. Black was the first art. What do they call that?
Supply?
Sure. That's
Charcoal was the first art supply?
Art medium. That's the word.
Oh, okay, yeah, medium. Yeah.
Yes, that's the...
It was the Black period.
That's not...
But it was. Right? Am I right? Wouldn't that be... What do you think? Would that be what we refer to it as? Maybe? No? Okay, go ahead. We're boring Gerald here. It's no wonder we can't get
more. I'm waiting for more.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
We're so sorry.
Go on, Krysta.
All right. Fact number 2. The Greeks painted black. The Greeks developed a highly sophisticated technique for painting black silhouettes on clay pottery.
Cool.
Later, they inverted the technique to paint red figures on black backgrounds.
Cool.
These red figures and black figure vases were signed by their makers, making them the first signed pieces of art in history. In this black figure vase, Dionysus, the god of partying, is enjoying a large glass of wine.
Well, now you got to show that I've got it. You've got, because you're talking about a picture that they can't see.
I know, but
I don't know that they can still see it. There you go. You can kind of, sort of. Okay, good deal.
Hello, Dionysus, god of wine.
God of wine and song. God of festivals and partying.
We like that. That makes for a fun dude at parties. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the guy from Get Him to the Greek.
But eating too much food will kill you at parties, so I don't know if I want to go to one of his
we'll
parties.
see. You got a fact 3.
I do have a fact 3.
That's good.
It's okay.
I don't know why I do that so much.
It's okay.
Anyway, fact number 3. Black devils. In Latin, the word for black, adder, is associated with cruelty and evil. Atrocious and atrocity are derived from this Latinate stem. It is no surprise then that in medieval paintings, the devil was often painted in black.
Cool.
Weirdly, H.P. Lovecraft knew that, and that's why when he was writing about Shub-Niggurath, which was the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young, that's why he referred to it as a black goat. That, and of course, the historical or the mystical thing about black goats, that too. But yeah.
Alrighty.
So there you go.
I'd say probably a great deal of that stems from mankind's instinctual fear of the dark. Because, well, at some point in time, there were things in the dark that would eat you if they could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. We were talking about Göbekli Tepe last week. So, yeah. And that was made roughly 10,000 BCE. So, I mean, that was around them times.
That was a long episode.
Actually,
Göbekli Tepe?
Yeah, actually, it finished out at under an hour.
Yeah, it wasn't as long as we thought. The cat did it.
Yeah, somehow it tripled the sound. We have to cut all this. Anyway, what's fact number 4?
Fact number 4 is the masters of ink. The true masters of Eastern ink wash painting were artists who were able to use only blank ink to to capture the spirit of a scene. The best artists use the fewest amount of brush strokes possible to evoke an atmosphere.
That kind of reminds me of batik. Isn't that what it's called? Where you have a solid color and then you cover it with wax and then you cut through the wax and make a picture using the color that's underneath. Isn't that called batik?
I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar.
I remember having to do it in art class when I was like 9. So, and I'm 53 now, so I'm not even sure if that's a thing.